Today I was in the mood for glitter and pigments. If you do like this look and want to see how I achieve this, then please stay tuned and let's play in makeup. I'm going to use MAC Paint Pot and Soft Ochre to start priming my eyes. I'm going to apply some tape so I have a nice sharp line. I'm going to use the Il Maquillage powder to set my base and also brighten up my lid a little. It is a white powder. I'm going to be using some pigments to create a cut crease, and I'm going to use, this is a Sephora, I guess it's like a brow brush where it has a spoolie on one side and it's an angled brush at the other side. I need a very fine thin tip because I'm going to be using multiple colors to create this cut crease. So after laying down the colors, I just went back and forth and first laid them down, and now I'm going back in to just build up the pigmentation and blend the colors together. Next, I'm going to take a Q-tip with micellar water on it and clean up my lid. I'm going to go in with a clean brush with nothing on it and just blend out some of these shades. And also add in where I need to add more color. I zoomed out so you can see this is what it's looking like. I think I'm going to take a skin tone shade and just go above it just to help it blend out a little seamlessly and brighten up above it. I'm going to go into the Patrick Ta palette and mix this shade and this shade. Now for the lid, I'm going to clean it off because I still got residual pigmentation that fell down. I'm going to go ahead and use a white concealer and use it as my eyeshadow base. I'm going to use this Morph White concealer for my eyeshadow base. I'm going to set my concealer with the powder. I'm going to go into the Norvina palette. This is the Pro Pigment Palette Volume 6. And I'm going to go into the white shade and apply that right on top of my lid. Next, I'll be applying some glitter, and I'll be using NYX glitter glue. I use a two-sided brush to apply this, so I use the flatter side. This is a Luxie 249 brush. I don't even know, this might be old. I use the flat side to pat down the glue and then just dip right in the glitter and pat it on. And then I use this fluffy side to push away any excess glitter away from my lashes so it wouldn't get in my eye. For my liner, I'm going to use the Maybelline Eye Studio. It's a gel liner in black. I'm going to use the LA Girl Shockwave eyeliner for my lower lash line. I'm going to go in with the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin. This is in the shade Universal as my primer. So I noticed that this cut crease is higher than this one. I'm just gonna leave it and roll with it. If I was going somewhere, I would have fixed it, but we just gonna roll with it today. So now that the balm has settled in, I'm gonna go ahead and start color correcting. Using my LA Girl Pro and my Stay Naked Concealer, I'm gonna use these two to color correct. I'm going to go in with the Beauty Blender and just blend out those edges. The Beauty Blender is dry. I'm going to go ahead and set those areas with some powder. I'm going to use the Laura Mercier translucent powder. This powder, unlike the El Maquillage powder, is a bit more warmer, so it will warm up my skin a little. To highlight my face, I'm going to use my MAC 24 Hour Studio Fix. This is in the shade NC42. And this is almost, I think, 3 shades brighter. This is about 3 shades brighter than my skin tone. To contour my face, I'm going to use my Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Espresso. Before I blend this out, I'm gonna hydrate my face with setting spray and then I'm gonna blend it all out. I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This will help me blend it out a lot easier once it's hydrated with more liquid. I'm going to add in a little bit of my Tarte Shape Tape. It's just a shade, maybe a shade darker, just to give me back a little bit of warmth. This is the Tarte, this is the MAC. I'm also bringing it out to cover up some of the color correcting spots that I had, just to put another layer of coverage on top of it. So the MAC concealer does dry up fast. The Tarte will help blend it out more, the creamy one. For my foundation, I'm going to use my NARS Natural Radiant Foundation. This is in the shade Cadiz. So I'm going to apply this in thin layers. I'm going to put it on a flat brush, like a foundation brush. And then I'm going to use my Beauty Blender to blend it in. I'm gonna go ahead and apply a cream blush. I'm gonna use the One Size, and this is in Twerkalicious. And I'm gonna just go back in and press in the foundation and the blush so it melts together. Now that all my liquids and creams have been placed down, I'm going to go ahead and start setting everything with powder. And I'm using the Laura Mercier powder to set everything. I'm just blending out any excess product in my creases underneath my eyes. To bronze up my face, I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury airbrush bronzer. This is in number 3. I'm gonna go ahead and use the one size same blush, but in the middle, the powder shade. And I'm gonna use that and apply that on top of the cream to set the cream. I'm going to apply a little bit of the Huda Beauty Blondie powder underneath my eyes just to brighten it up a little bit. I'm going to use my Estee Lauder powder to set the rest of my face. I'm going to go back into the Norvina palette and add some shades to my underneath my lower lash line. I'm just taking whatever powder's left on the sponge and using that to blend in underneath the lashes. I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I just winged it. So the shades that I used on the Norvina palette was E4, C4, B1, and C1. So E4, C4, C1, and B1 were the shades that I used for the lower lash. For my mascara, I'm going to use the Too Faced Better Than Sex. For my lower lashes, I'm going to use the MAC Extended Play Giga Black. For my lips, I'm going to keep them pretty neutral because I want the eyes to be the star of this look. I did option for a bigger, bolder lash. These are Cat Eye 9 by 15 millimeter lashes. I got these from Amazon. I'll see if I can find the link. I'll put it below in the description box. I'll just be an extra. That's why they're so big. For the lips, I'm going to use MAC in the shade Cork. I did apply a lip balm. I do have on the, oh my goodness, I used this so long, the writing came off it. Sugar. This is a sugar lip balm and watermelon. That's what this is, the sugar lip balm and watermelon. So that way my lip liner glides a lot easier. I'm gonna use my Tom Ford lipstick. This is in the shade 01 Insatiable, and I believe the shade is Discontinued. I'm going to use the MAC Sleek Satin Lipstick in the shade Flesh Pot just to bring a little bit of brightness to my lips. I'm going to set my face using a MAC Fix Plus. I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked Illuminated Trio, and I'm going to go into the shade Oasis. I'm going to spray my face down with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. And guys, this is the final look. Thank you for watching. If you do like this video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe for more videos. Bye.